Alright guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. That was actually my intro today, so we're going to talk about the car. I put the Terminator on there, I put the 7-inch dash on. I just want to go through everything and kind of talk about what I did the last couple days, and yeah, that's about it. So new setup, kind of new setup, new turbos. I did redo the downpipes. Kept the manifolds, everything the same, boost controller in the same spot. So I did go through and kind of heat shrink everything. Got boost controller hooked up, set up. Terminator wiring, everything is good. I'm gonna have to, this thing is like a bad clip. It's broken. It doesn't wanna precipitate. You know what I'm saying. I did have an issue actually with this. My throttle cable. I think I had it bound a little bit too tightly. Because I had it come this way and then it curved back, and then I did one of them. It actually broke some of the strands in there. So, funny thing, I just decided to go through the Terminator Wizard for shigs and gigs, and the TPS Wizard has you depress the throttle twice. One and then two. And I went to go depress it the first time, and it never came back to position. It was stuck at 100% throttle. So this thing was stuck open, and there's actually broken wires inside of here. That's crazy. This is a low car. I gotta say low car. I said low car once, and I got my ass chewed in a video. So this is a low car cable, but it broke. It broke inside the cable. So you can actually see all those little strands that are broken off in there. That's just from depressing it and actuating it several times. Kind of weird, but they broke. So at the time, what the issue was is there wasn't enough spring pressure to bring it back. So I depressed the throttle and it just got stuck. So I loosened this thing up, and it's better now. I'm gonna keep it probably like that or like this or something to where it actually does come back. But spring pressure is pretty important. So it kind of makes you think. It makes you open your eyes a little bit. You know, like there's carbureted setups, and I think some of the rules are that they have to have dual return springs on the carburetor throttle linkage. Like this has a decent spring in it. But think about your wide open throttle and your cable breaks, and you don't have a spring to pull it back. Like you're stuck at wide open throttle. So you either have to be smart enough to put it into neutral or shut the vehicle off or whatever. Just kind of some of those things that you don't really think of all the time. You think about making it go fast, but you don't think about what the hell happens if stuff goes wrong. So that happened. Let's go inside the car. So we got a whole bunch of wiring, and this is all just kind of random scraggly wiring. Got the Terminator X down there. We'll clean all this stuff. You got the input-output harness, so that's all dialed in. Inputs, outputs going to the relays. I did add some extra relays. Ignition, starter, fan, transcooler fan, and then two-step. So I added the extra 2 relays on there before I had the transcooler fan and radiator fan on the same relay. I separated them, and now they're both controlled by the Holley. So if you guys remember, I said I had 2 switches before. One was the orange switch. I eliminated that switch, and now instead of me manually turning it on and off, the transcooler fan and radiator fan are both controlled by the Holley. So this comes on and off with temperature. It goes off at, it turns on at 195 and off at 185. And then the transcooler fan, I had it set up to be on with engine RPM. So this gets a signal from the input-output harness, and the transcooler fan will run every time it sees RPM over 600. So that's pretty cool. And then we also have the two-step. So what happens is when I push my trans brake button, the trans brake button activates the two-step relay, which sends a signal to the Holley and activates the two-step. And I have it set at 3,500 RPM right now. So that happened. Also did that. So let's see what happens when I turn this thing on. So I hooked up the Terminator dash, and I also got the 7-inch Holley dash. And I just took some angle iron and bent it back and welded it right to the tube front. Might not run a dash in the car. I'm probably going to run this somewhere like this. And the plan here is to mainly use this dash. So I like this thing. I did set it up a little bit. I'm going to make a separate video on how to set all this stuff up, but I just did AFR, KPA, RPM, water temp, manifold air temp, and voltage. I want to add like oil pressure and stuff later. Terminator little dash has like all kinds of different stuff. So you have sensors, vital inputs, air fuel. That's kind of where we were here. Air fuel, that's what we were looking at. I was watching that before because you can see your closed loop status and your learning status, and you can see how much the fuel trims are actually doing, how much it's compensating for fuel. Because this thing is kind of impressive, guys, on how much it actually corrects. So when I had mine started, because I'm running E85 and I had it on like a gas scale, it started up and it was automatically correcting like 30%, and it was still running perfect if you watch the startup video. So you have multiple different sensors and gauges on here. So map, coolant temp, throttle position, yoink yoink, battery voltage, manifold air temp, duty cycle, RPM, ignition timing, idle air position, air fuel ratio. But then you can also go to -1, which I had set this up custom, and I can show how to do this on a different video too, that it just shows air fuel ratio and boost. So what I want to do is offset this, and it can be like an indicator, almost like a shift light, or just it's a visual indicator when you're not looking at it. Like you're looking out the window and you see this thing out of the corner of your eye and it flashes bright red, and you're like, oh, okay, the boost is too high, or the air fuel ratio is out of spec. So you can go in here and change all this stuff. So there are multiple different gauges. Here's -2, -3, and then you can go to dash setup and change them with the different layouts. So I'll probably make different layouts videos, but that's pretty cool. So I've been working on all that stuff. Let's give it a start once. So yeah, everything's running pretty decent. I did have the closed loop adjustment dialed in within 1 to 3%. Just over the last couple days, I still have the laptop out. I'm gonna clean up some of these wires so I can go to the track tomorrow. That's the plan, and then hopefully at least get a full decent pass out of it. I'm gonna get the slicks put on tomorrow. I'm gonna wake up probably early tomorrow. I think that's how that's gonna work. And then go put the slicks on, try to make it to the track. And I feel like we're pretty good because while I had it on the jack stands, I kind of ran it through all the gears with my foot on the brake to simulate load, and went through some of the trim tuning and dial that in, and everything's pretty close. Yeah, I mean, that's where we're at in a couple days. So that's kind of, I feel like it's a lot of stuff to get through in a couple days from what I'm used to, because I spent at one point in my life, it was like almost 2 years ago, I think, but with HP tuners, I spent 2 weeks trying to get my truck to start because I had a setting wrong in the computer. So I do want to make a full video on my impressions on everything and kind of go over stuff, but that's kind of where we're at today. And video today, you'll see this one. And then I want to make a video after I go to the track where I can really test the data logging and like making changes on the computer and how responsive everything is. I want to be able to give my full impressions on the whole shebang. So let's do that. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Yep.